Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Handmade by Ying with Donna. Today is September the 8th, 2022 and it's 4:30 in the afternoon and I have a very special high in demand guest with me for a little sit and chat, hand sew, catch up, see what she's been up to. And it's Kristin Hubert and she
Hi.
is amazing, as you all know. And as life has it, she had time for us to get us in. So, yes, we're here. She's gonna hand sew, and I'm gonna unpick blocks. So we're gonna be able to catch up a bit. So if you have any questions during the time that we have, or feel free to ask them in the chat. Hello, Courtney, and welcome. Kristin, how you been, sweetheart?
I'm all right. Yeah, yeah. Had a busy day today. I had my little one all day and we went out in the pouring rain. It was ridiculous.
Oh, I
He wanted
wait.
to run monster trucks down a hill.
Oh, that's
And I thought
fun.
it was going to ease off and it didn't. so we were in this kind of half outside, half inside bar thing that they have set up on Princess Street, which is the main drag where you can see the castle and stuff. And
Oh,
I had coffee and he had warm milk and we were running the monster trucks down the table and it was just so loud. All the rain on the roof. It was ridiculous. So yeah, and then
oh
I
my
actually had to
word.
carry him home. So I'm tired.
Oh,
And
I
that's
bet
okay.
that's a long hike, isn't it?
Yeah, no, well, I didn't have to carry him all the way. It was just we've got our traffic is ridiculous. They're building trams. They've already got one tram route and they're going to build another one. And it's like down on the street that's near my street. And it's just a mess. And it's going to be a mess for ages. Like,
Oh my goodness.
so the buses don't always do what you think they're going to do, basically.
Oh, absolute. I can understand that. They're going to go where they want when they want.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing really well, honestly. Um, as you know, we all get busy, and it's that season of life, I guess. Um, the grandkids are back in school, which is a blessing. They're enjoying that, and it's hard to say grandkids, but my oldest one's graduating this year. She's going to college part time. In high school, she takes two classes, and now she's working in the middle of all of it and loving life. She's living the dream, she says.
Very good.
Absolutely. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the chat. I was giving you all a few minutes to catch up, join in. Lisa, welcome. Amy C, hello. Shelly Moyer, welcome. Patty G, hello. She told us both hi. Lisa's giving us our love. I love it when you do that. Christine, hello. And Courtney's dropping links as she can, and Joe's dropping them as well. So, rumor has it on the street that somebody just got a long arm.
Yes. I'm
So,
ridiculous, but yes, I did. About a Moxie. Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah.
is it fun? Have you?
It's fun. Yeah. It got funner when I realized that I'd had the stitch length ridiculously small. So I'm like, what's wrong with this? Oh, the tension's going to be, I'll never work out the tension. I'll never figure it out. But I had it on like a stitch length 18. And I just had a quick chat with the dude at the shop and he's like, yeah, no. But like, that's what it was set on when I turned it on. So I just didn't want to.
You're like I am. I didn't touch my stitch length, and sometimes it seems quite tight. So
Yeah.
maybe that's something I need to like
Well, he
actually.
told me, I mean, it might not be the same as your machine, but he told me to, like more like a 10. And that I've since seen videos, people have it on like a 12. And so I had it on 18. And no wonder I was going, this looks weird.
Yeah, that's how See, you're already showing me, girl.
Yeah. So it looks much better than it did on the video that I did because that was ridiculous. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm going down tomorrow to spend some time with Becca. And that was one of my questions because she said if I have any questions on anything, feel free to ask her. So I made myself a little notepad.
Yeah.
Like, you've quilted more quilts than I have. And I said, it's not that. There's a couple little things a girl needs to know, like tidbits, tricks.
Which one do you have?
I have the baby lock gallant, and
Okay.
my stitches seem tight, like as if it was the sewing machine, and I like that quilted look. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to have to do is drop it because I thought
Yeah.
the higher they go,
Yeah.
the more I would have lead
The
weight.
other thing was, I don't know what your settings are, but I was watching a bunch of like handy quilter videos and they were all the educators were talking about how they left it on cruise all the time. And it was set on cruise when I got it. So I left it on cruise. And that has all sorts of speed settings and stuff. And
Oh,
anyway, and the guy on the phone was like, well, maybe try the other one. So I put it on precision, which is the one where it like only goes when you go.
Right.
So much easier. It's so much easier. It's just
Was
like,
it?
it feels a lot more like doing it on a domestic, because it's soft.
Oh, okay.
You set the speed, and it so far hasn't, like, the stitches haven't gone. I think if I didn't go fast enough or I went too fast, maybe the stitches wouldn't stay regulated or something. But
Right.
so, I mean, I haven't done that much, but
Does yours have like a pro stitcher with it that keeps you
no,
regulated?
no, it's got a stitch regulator, so you can pick
Okay.
the stitch lengths per inch, but it doesn't have I don't have Pro Stitcher. You can get Pro Stitcher Lite for it, but it costs about the same as I paid for the machine.
Yeah, I'm like you. I'd be like, no, not doing this.
Nope, nope. And I don't know. It just doesn't appeal. Like, I'm not going to do it as a business. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be quilting quilts for other people unless it's a favor kind of thing. So I don't, yeah.
And that makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't need that. Yeah.
Absolute. So what have you been up to? The kids, how is any of them in school, or is yours just tiny still?
Yeah, so the oldest just started his first year of school. They start in the middle of August here.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's started already. So he's on maybe third week or something like that.
Oh,
He's liking it. Yep. The weirdest thing for me though is every kid here, it doesn't matter what kind of school you go to, you have to wear a uniform.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we never had that when I was growing up. So, but you can like go to the supermarkets and stuff, and they have different colored, because all the schools have a different color, like jumper or t-shirt, and the trousers and everything else is all the same. So you go to the supermarket and you can buy all the same white t-shirts and gray slacks and whatever. And then they'll also have a bunch of like jumpers or sweatshirts. Sorry, they call them jumpers here. That are like red or blue or green, or depending on what school they're at, kind of thing.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's really easy, and they sell all the black school shoes and all this kind of stuff, but it's just a whole different thing. Yeah, it's
right.
So grown up all of a sudden because he's wearing it.
When they're in their little uniforms.
Exactly, collared shirts and things that you never had before.
So, right, and it's so neat. Like my kids, we put them through private school, so they had to do uniforms.
Okay.
And grandkids are in public school, so it's quite the difference, because I would be up late at night pressing the white shirts and getting the tie ready for my son, and the skirt, you got to make them pleats real tight when they're little, for the girls, and it was just a lot of work.
Yeah. And they don't wear ties here. There might be some schools where they do, but not his one. So.
Yeah, ours, when they hit middle school, they had to go into ties. Before that, it was the polo shirts, the gray khakis, and they could wear sneakers.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So that's been our big thing, and so I've got more time with the little one to get lost in the rain. Basically, yeah.
Laura Miller, what am I working on? I'm working on my bonus blocks. All these little tidbits that I cut off when I was doing blocks for other quilt projects. I was like, I don't want to throw them away. And I love doing after quilts. So I'm making, they're going to be called orphan blocks until they find a home in the back of a quilt.
Nice.
So I'm just going to blend the colors. At some point in life, I'll have enough to do like a backing or a line. You know how you have to piece together your quilt backs?
Yeah.
And I always have enough extra blocks or orphan blocks, because if the pattern says to just sew it, and then I see I'm going to have enough for like a 2.5 or up, I go ahead and make that line and make the block. I'm not going to throw that fabric away. I'm too cheap.
No, for sure.
Very sad. May she rest in peace. Absolutely. Katie, hello everyone again. Welcome back, darling. I had a fun sit and sew today with Courtney of Peace, Love, and Quilting, and she's just the doll. We work on these projects, and I'm always coming up with the next great idea with her. I'm like, let's do this, or let's do this, and she's just the doll baby. So I'm always like, come on, we can do this. I know we can. So
I saw some. I haven't watched it, but I saw like a what do you call it? Thumbnail of one of your videos. Did you actually have like a thing where you're also in at midnight or something?
Yeah, it's the midnight show. For us, it would be midnight, but for you, it'd be like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning.
No.
Went a few hours, but we're making this Bargello, and I'm demonstrating how to do it, and I have it behind me.
Nice. That's so pretty.
And anytime, if you ever see us online and you're there, just shoot me a message or
Yeah.
the
I
chat.
mean, they get me up early, but not at 5, 5 a.m. No, I'd be going, go get mommy a coffee. No, that'd be, but I keep saying to them, are you old enough to make me a coffee yet?
Yeah, exactly. Just teach them how to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want mommy to function, you need to fill her
Exactly.
veins.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to find you up and live again. LOL. Oh, honey, we're always up and live, and you never know when we're going to go live, to be exact. If I can get one of the other channels to slip in and sew a bit so we can catch up, I'm definitely going to be like, yes, let's do it. It wouldn't matter day or night. I'll set my alarm for anybody. And let me see. So, what was the selling point or what intrigued you to get the long arm? I am so excited for you.
I mean, I've obviously seen other people with them and been like really jealous because it's the basting. I hate basting. I really hate basting.
Amen.
And I'm really bad at basting. So even if I spend a long time on it, I still end up with some random pucker somewhere. And I'm like, Urgh.
And then you got to pick them.
Yeah. So it's just like, I mean, if you were spent the time and then it turned out great, that's one thing. But if you spend the time and it still doesn't work great, then I'm like, but I thought I didn't have room. I thought it would be far, far too expensive. Not that it was cheap, but I mean, compared to the other ones on the market, it was much less. So yeah, I just realized I could do it. And then at that point, for me, it's just kind of like, well, so then why would I wait? Because
absolutely,
if I wait, it'll be that much longer till I know what I'm doing. So yeah, I just once I decide I'm going to do a thing, I don't sit there and think about it for years. That's not my style.
Yeah, you and I are so much alike because once I get the notion, I'm like all in.
Yeah, because like if I don't do it, then I'll be like, because I was watching so many videos over and over and over again of like the Moxie and the Handy Quilter and whatever, trying to decide if I should do it. But the more I keep that cycle going, the more I'm just going to keep thinking about it. And the only way to stop it is to just do it.
Amen. I'm with you. I'll bring a notion to Joe and I'll be like, I need to do this, or I would really like to do this. And he knows once I get it in my head, after 30 years, he knows me. I'm not going to shut up.
Yeah.
So he's learned to, he just goes with it. He's such a blessing. He really is a good man, puts up with a lot. And I just crack up. I'm like, he's the one that wanted the long arm. I said, let's go test drive him while we were at the quilt show. And he saw me beaming, evidently. And I was just like, once they told me, it's like, when we're doing it, I had my domestic and then I had my mid-arm. But when you're moving the paper, as they put it, think of it like your quilt top's the paper and your pencil's here.
Yeah.
So you're shoving it under and manipulating your quilts. Well, I make quite large quilts. I do queens, kings. I do California kings. And it gets hard. And my body was not doing well with them. And I would hurt in the shoulders and stuff. So I must have been really shining when they showed me that thing. So Joe told the guy, we talked to him and stuff. And he goes, well, we'll be over and sign the papers on it on Monday. I'll never forget it. We got out of there and I said, honey, what are you doing? He goes, you like it, don't you? I said, yeah, I like it a whole lot, but I don't like it for that price. And he's like, it beats pins in the bed because I would baste on the bed. And he would sit down and get stuck.
Oh, poor man.
Oh my God. Or he would see me. He'd have to take the dining room table out so I could put my quilt back on the floor, and I would pin it on the floor.
Yeah.
And he'd see me crawling like a puppy, And he's like, no. He goes, you need this, and it's good for you. No. So we went over, and I'll be doggone. They quoted us one price, and they really pretty much stuck to it. But little did I know we were going to need the 2-foot extension added. That was another $1,000. Then you've got to add on, I wanted the back handlebars because I like pantographs.
Okay, yeah.
So that added on.
Yeah, that would.
So then you've got the black table that has to be added on.
Yeah.
But by God, even the roller that went on it. I thought that they had them on at the showroom floor. I thought they came with it. No, that's another
Rollers?
$300. The rollers that you can move it around in the room.
Cast it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, those are they would be extra here too. I didn't get those.
Yeah.
I don't have anywhere to move it to.
Yeah, and I have to be able to move it to pull it in and out from the wall because this thing's a beast, and I'm in a 12 by 14 space.
Yeah.
And in order to work, we got to make it work that way. Yeah. He has to pull it out if I'm going to do pianos. So the guy came and the girl, and we had the room pretty much emptied. Everything, my husband and son-in-law, we moved everything over into the girls' bedroom here, and the room was pretty much empty. So then once it was in, we built the room around it. Is that
that makes sense. Yeah.
Because we didn't know what we were doing. Let me see. Denise, yes, very sad. May she rest in peace. Katie, hello everyone. I'm surprised to find you up and alive. Any news from Teresa? Her meeting is tonight at I believe she told us in the chat 7 o'clock. So at this time, no, I do not have an update from her. Teresa Louise, one of our sew ladies, out where she lives in Idaho, her whole surrounding area has been under wildfires for the last bit. And it's just awful for her. So now the community has called, someone in her community, whoever their leaders are, has called for a meeting to set up evacuation plans because it jumped the fire line during the night with high winds, and it's really close to her house. She sent me pictures, and you can see the smoke and the flames from her sewing room window. But she said her husband has no plans of leaving and vacating. He doesn't feel, because there's fields around them, that it would burn the house. So he feels that they would be safe staying there.
Right.
But I know, being on the fire side my whole life, I know a fire can jump, ashes go high, roofs.
Yeah.
You know?
Better safe than sorry.
I would rather leave. If it was me, I would leave.
Yeah, me too. For sure.
Yeah. If Joe wants to stay, let me know how it turns out. Love you, peace out. I'll be in a hotel somewhere far away at a beach.
Yeah.
But I can understand it. It must be a guy thing, because they're going to protect their homes,
Yeah, but there's only so much you can do against a fire.
Right. And my heart aches for her. She's scared. You can see it in her face. She come on to our live today and come into the chat with us like you are, and sat there, and you could see she is literally scared. Everything you worked for your whole life could be leaving you. You can only pack up so much. She said she's been packing. She said she's been packing for a couple days now in case they would have to. But now it looks like they're going to have to. But this fire's been going on for, I believe she said, a few weeks. And it's uncontrollable. And they don't even know how it got started yet. Well, after all this time, I don't think they're going to worry about how it got started. Let's save these homes.
Yeah.
But some community, evidently with the winds last night, it blew around the small town. It blew around and burnt down, I believe she said, a campsite that was very close.
Okay.
Amy said, I think she said the fire jumped or burnt 4,000 acres overnight. Yeah, I knew she said it jumped, but I couldn't remember whether it was acres or miles. I think that's right. Meeting is with the fire patrol and town council. But she's quite scared, as I would be. There is not a doubt.
Yeah, that sounds
You tell me that something like that serious is going on, and I'm like, I'm right with you.
Yeah.
And to see her today, it broke my spirit to see her so worried. And there's no other way of putting it.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it's for her fabric stash. She's got kids. She's got memories in that home. This is her husband. It's all
backing up all the photos and stuff for sure. Yeah.
Absolute. Yeah. So I'm sure she's packing up exactly what has to be that's really important, like meds and things like that. And if it gets really close, I assure you, she will make sure her husband gets out of here.
Yeah.
But she's one tough gal, I tell you. She was showing me pictures last night from her sunroom window, and I was just like blown away. And I was like, "Are you sure you don't need to leave yet?" You know? And she's like, "He said no, not yet." You could see the flames.
Goodness.
And I would have been at a beach, sipping on a margarita, not being mean. Let me know how it turns out. Have Joe put the safe in the car, and that's our important stuff. And see when this is over. Come with me or feast or famine. I love him, but I'm a chicken of a fire.
Yeah. Right. I guess how far would she have to go to be?
I don't.
Because you still want to be close enough to come and check or something, but
right. I don't know how any of that would work.
Yeah.
She's 2 hours from the nearest town.
Yeah, she said it. Like she was supposed to go to the doctor today, not a doctor, but for her mammogram. And she said when they go to town, it takes her about 2 hours.
Oh.
And it's like an all-day event when she has to go to market, so they really stock up.
Yeah.
So she lives pretty far out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And I can't imagine. It would be quite scary.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolute. So what was your first project that you put on long arm to give it a go?
I haven't put a proper project on. I've just put on first I put on the handy quilter, the gridded fabric that they give you. And then now I've got on just like a piece of black fabric that the Pinhole Quilting where I bought it from gave me. So, and then when I'm done that, both practice passes, then I've got 3 quilt tops finished that are like not precious. And I'm going to start with one of those. One of them's from like a bunch of Ruby Star scrap bags and stuff like that. So
right. Now, does yours have the computerized or is yours all manual like mine? I call it manual, but I don't have the bells and the whistles. I can add on.
Yeah, no, I can't. That would be the pro stitcher I was talking about. Yeah, I'd have to pay loads for that, and I'm not going to. So
yeah, they told us it's like the same price as the machine to add it on. I'm like, no, we're not doing that.
No.
I think I'm savvy enough to know I know a lot of stitches, and your roller work you'd be doing separate anyway, and I do a lot of that.
Yeah. So I have like a manual channel lock, that little C looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have the electromagnetic ones or anything like that. It is an entry level machine,
right.
And I didn't buy the stuff for the back, so I didn't buy the quilt from the back thing or the tabletop or any of that stuff. So so it'll just be motion and ruler work, and if I get really lazy, I can just do straight lines with the channel lock.
Absolutely. Now, did you buy red snappers to go with yours to hook it on, or are you pinning in?
I didn't. I looked at them. I was like all excited when I first saw it, and then the thing I'm thinking now is it adds some bulk to the pole, and I've only got a 15-inch throat space. So if I was going to do a big quilt, I'm not sure that would help me so much. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's going to take more of my quilting space away.
It gives you you still have your quilting space, believe it or not. And when you latch those in, I thought the same thing. That's why I was asking you.
Okay.
I was not going to go for them.
Yeah.
But Becca and Courtney and a few other girls that have long arms, they were like, trust me, you're really going to want to get those red snappers versus pinning in.
Okay.
Because no matter what, you're still going to have to fold it in half to get your center, no matter how you do it.
Yeah, sure. So what's your throat space on yours?
16.
Oh, okay. So that's not that different. Okay. And
you don't
notice an issue at the end of a big quilt with that?
Nope. I can do the California King on this.
Okay. All right.
And, I have no issues. The worst thing, the only thing I had trouble with is the first few quilts that I used the red snappers. I thought, honestly, I called Becca and I was like, do you hate me? And she goes, what? No, why? And I said, you really must hate me. And she goes, no, what's going on? What's wrong? And I said, I can't push them on with my hands because it was so tight. And she said, I forgot to tell you, after a couple times they're going to become more pliable.
Okay.
So I would sit and just play with them. And then Tiffany of Tiffany's Quilting Life said, Donna, soak them in warm water and bend them a few times, and they're perfect.
Okay.
So I did that with my short ones. And I'm telling you what, it was a total game changer. Total game changer. I can load a quilt in under 15 minutes now. I'm not leaning over it, doing all that pinning, because the goal was I wouldn't have to pin.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I've obviously not done anything big yet, but for the second practice piece, I just did the floating thing, so I only pinned the backing. Didn't pin anything else. So that was easier. But
right.
Yeah, I'll look at those again, because that was my only worry about that, was that it would kind of, it wouldn't give me enough space at the end of a quilt or something. But if it doesn't do that, then they definitely look cool.
Right. Some reason it hid Kristine's comment. Can you put that up?
What's that?
Just show it. Kristine's comment.
I didn't see it.
It's okay. Let me look at the chat. I've been missing a bit. 100 Proof Quilter. Hello, sweetheart, and welcome. Brenda Foley. Hello.
You can't unhide it, Donna.
It says show. All you have to do is show. Click on it. There you go. And let me see. I'm trying to see where I left off. Amy C. Far Jones. Brenda Foley. Okay, 100 Proof Quilter. Hello, honey, and welcome. Janet Johnson. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Rest in peace, our queen. Sad day for the Commonwealth. Such a great lady. Absolutely. Y'all been in our thoughts and prayers over here. Brandy. Hello, sweetheart. Katie, I'm curious as to how UKers feel about the new king. I don't want to start a fight. I am merely curious. I don't honestly know, but I would say it's going to be what it's going to be. They can't change it. Beth at Goody Goods got the magnetic things from So Tight, which would reduce the bulk that Red Snappers add, and I think they are less expensive.
Okay.
I'll have to ask her about the magnetics.
Yeah.
And then if she can give me the information.
I know what So Tights are, but I don't have any.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's worth checking out.
Yeah.
She has the So Tights for her long arm. Okay. Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
It does make sense. I've heard of someone else was talking about zipper leaders, and then
Courtney in our cat. She
someone else was talking. I even saw something about staples. Somebody was doing.
I saw one woman. I was watching a video, and she literally stapled the quilt to her
leaders.
long arm. Yeah, the leaders. Yeah. I was like, what? Joe would kill me for what we're paying out. I'd be dead.
No, but I mean, you do stick the pins through. So
I know.
Depending how thick the staples are, I can kind of see them. Yeah. I don't know if it would hold. I mean,
it's a hole, you know. Yeah, and I know they're not going to last us a lifetime, but I'd like them to last us a bit.
Yeah. I just don't think I'd be confident they would hold, because if the staples don't always shut properly at the back when you use a staple gun. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Janet Johnson, we need to support the king as he has lost his mother. Absolutely, family first. That's his mom.
I think everyone's just going to be adjusting to something new, but we all knew she was old, and so.
Yeah, you never know what tomorrow's going to be, but I mean, I believe what the news say, 96.
She's 96, yeah, and she has been a little bit unwell for a while, but it still seemed pretty quick, even here. Like I was saying to Donna before we started, like we did get a news flash like 2 or 3 hours before saying that all the kids were going to Balmoral and that they were concerned for her health, so we knew it was coming, kind of thing. But there wasn't that much before that. She was just like canceling a few meetings here and there.
Okay.
If you had a cold, you know what I mean? So
right,
you didn't know for sure. Like yeah,
that's sad. I don't care.
Yeah, of course it is. And also, you never knew, because like her mom lived so much older, so she could have kept going. You don't know. But,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, she was pretty up there. And honestly, our news reported, if I heard it right, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, Johnson was in office when she was in
No, Harry Truman.
Truman it was. I didn't want to misspeak, so Joe made sure I got that right. And it's just hard for me to believe. In my mind, it's mind-boggling.
How long she's been? Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, but we had the 70-year jubilee thing. Was it?
Yeah,
that was this year. That was this year.
Was just this summer, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a long time. Yeah.
Crown Queen,
Yeah.
I was 5 years old.
Oh, Joe said when she was crowned the queen, he was 5 years old.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how long ago that's been, and he's older than dirt, y'all. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But it's just amazing.
Yeah.
But our news here, I'm not sure about yours there. It's given her life history in little bits. But I'm sure not text, what do you call it, the messenger. I sent a message to Sylvia back over there of You&MeFPP. And she was the one that when the Jubilee was going on, we were speaking quite often at the time, and she was sending me little pictures and little news bits, because Joe's all about the history here, and we show that to the grandkids. We want them to know. And so I messaged her today, and I said, "Are you okay?" Because she could just about look out her window and see. It's so close, you know? And she was sending good pictures of the Jubilee when it was going on. And I was just amazed. And I was living vicariously, per se, through her.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's just mind-blowing. But someone on one of our news channels here said she reigned for, I forget how many years, 60-plus years.
Well, 70. Yeah.
Was it 70?
Yeah.
And here we get them for 4 or 8, unless they get booted.
But we also have them for 4 or 8. We do have prime ministers, so she doesn't actually make the rules.
Right. But it's kind of like in the mind of, like my granddaughter. When I was picking her up from school, I left her no. And she goes, "No, she didn't." So we walked in, it was on the news, and she looked at him. She goes, "Pap, the Queen passed." So it drew her attention. She climbed on the couch and watched a bit with him.
Yeah.
And it was just... It's hard to see, you know, at that age, you know, someday it's coming, but it's just the transition's going to be awful for everybody for a while. My grandfather lived to be 96 and 94. My mother, on the other hand, passed at 66. I believe the day we're born, God knows when he's taking us. It could be at 5 years old, it could be at 50, it could be at 100. So he knows our time when he's going to take us. Coincidentally, I am working on my British Soho UFO that celebrated her Jubilee. Oh, Christine, that's awesome. Please share a picture of that in my group or pop it over to Kristin. I'm sure she would even love to see it. I want to make sure it gets out there. That's going to be beautiful. Brenda Foley, oh my Joe, that was little. Took you back in time. It's hard for me as an American to really understand the love of monarchy. Here in Greenland, Greenlanders love the Queen of Denmark, and I kind of just don't understand that. Don't attack me, though. I don't understand the different politics, and I'm calling it politics within each, for lack of better words, jurisdictions. Like here we are in the States, then you've got Canada, and you've got Australia. Everywhere you go, there has to be a leader of some form. But personally, for me, the Queen set the tone for what a true lady should be.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm from Canada, and I now live in the UK. But like, I know she is, or she was, the head of state. But it's not. You don't kind of look at her as the leader. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just something else. It's something else. You know, it's like a history thing, a pomp and circumstance thing. It's more like, you know, how the president of the United States has, like, he obviously has a governing role, but he also has a very ceremonial role, and there's a lot of ceremony around him and stuff like that. And so she's got the ceremony more so than the prime minister, but the prime minister's got the business. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's kind of like that.
And that makes sense.
All in one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a better way to explain it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to me, it's just mind blowing, and I have no words. You know, it's sure I am positive with all my being. It's going to be a tough transition. But
Well, I mean,
that,
the thing I was thinking today was, what kind of a coronation is he going to have? Because you would want it to be something, you know, big and joyous and everything like that. But obviously, we're going through an energy crisis. It's, you know, how is it going to make sense to spend a lot of money on a great big fancy coronation? But then what is the monarchy for now, except to like promote tourism, really? So you need to have something. So
right.
that there will be politics in that. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, absolutely. I can't
yeah,
imagine.
yeah.
There's a lot behind it because all these years it's led up to him coming in. But at the same time of his coronation, as you said, he's still mourning the loss of his mother.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know how all that'll play out. Christine says the queen is not the political leader, but the leader to the people. She was constant comfort through so many generations. And that's what Kristin was saying. And it all makes sense. Absolutely. So, those pooches. They hear me sit my stuff down and they think the front door's a beeping. So, does anyone in the chat have questions for Kristin while we've got her for a bit? So, what are you hand sewing, sweetheart? While
Right. So I finished. So I was hand sewing two sides of a label for a quilt. I don't know, that lighting's terrible here. You can't see it, but it's a baby quilt. And I actually have a question. You can tell me your opinion. So I finished the quilt and I sewed the label before the baby was born. So obviously didn't know the baby's name. And they had nicknamed the baby Rainbow. It's not its name, okay?
Aww.
But I put for Rainbow, because it's also kind of like a rainbow quilt. It's the I had it in a video already. But
that is so cute.
so now I don't know, should I add his name? Like, or just leave it as Rainbow?
I would leave it.
Okay.
Personally, for me, I would leave it.
Yeah.
Because all through life, Rainbow's going to be what that child's known as.
Yeah, because it was like his big brother was calling him that when he was in the, I don't know.
Yeah. And it'll stick, believe it or not.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That saves me a job too. I have to give it on Sunday. I've got to wash it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. Very cute, Brenda Foley said. I'm trying to see. I didn't even grab my mouse when I come up. Could you scroll up into the chat, sweetheart?
Where's your mouse?
It's behind there. I got busy and come in and sit down and got my coffee. He's gonna reach around and get it for me. You're amazing, sweetheart.
It's still turned on.
See, I put it away earlier and didn't even think about it. So
I will say to anybody watching as well, it's 10 o'clock. That's why I'm allowed. It's not 4:30 here.
It's wine 30, right?
It's 10 at night. I'm all right.
Is there a favorite wine that you like over there?
No, I mean, I'm drinking I'm still half on, half off my weight loss quilt thing. So I'm drinking the like low calorie, low alcohol stuff. It's not good quality wine. I can't recommend it. It's just a psychological buffer.
I think I would leave the label like it is as well. Such a great memory every time that they will see it. Absolutely.
Okay.
I came to your channel because Becca making the suggestion. Katie, awesome. So Becca gives a lot of us little shout outs and stuff. I just adore her. Hey, it's 5 o'clock now, so happy hour. Woohoo, Amy says. It's 7:11 my time here in Greenland. Rich Rudy, hello, Donna and Kristin, and all my quilty friends from New Jersey. So welcome, everybody. And if I've missed anybody, I am really, really sorry. We've just been sitting, sewing, chatting, catching up a bit. So I'm really enjoying it. Have you got a favorite part of your practice quilts yet?
Well, it's still on there, so I don't think I could show you, but I was doing today I was doing like a stipple. I guess it's like a stipple, but it's like with square edges. I don't know what you call that. And then it ends up looking a bit like 60s, 70s kind of a
retro like.
Yeah, wallpaper kind of deal.
Oh,
And
I
it
bet
was
that's
just
true.
coming out really easy. Like I didn't know what I was doing, you know. And I was just like, I'm
And it's
sure.
running out.
Yeah, and it looks nice. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, that's easy enough. If I get intimidated and I just want to do something all over, I could do that. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I've learned that when I box myself into a corner, it's okay. Because all you have to do is stop, raise the needle, and cut it and move it to where you want it.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was
Panic that I had to go find my way back in the very beginning because no one ever told me about just lift the needle, cut the thread, and read. It just didn't register for the first couple quilts. Then it
Oh,
was
I
like,
have a question. Okay, I was gonna ask the guy from the shop, but I haven't talked to him again yet. But when you cut your threads, like in the middle somewhere, do you stop and like pull it and pull the bobbin up and then cut them both? Is that because I
yep,
keep having these long bobbin tails?
easiest way. Easiest way to do it is what I do is drop my needle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm holding my thread,
Yeah.
and then I raise the needle, and that's going to pick up my bobbin threads. I
While it's
hold that,
still, yeah, okay, yeah,
and then I hold it, and then when I restart, and I start because all my controllers are on my rights. So as
okay,
soon as I start, I just lay my snips there, so I know that's where I need to go back and snip that thread.
okay, yeah,
And then when I'm finished, wherever I'm finished, I didn't think I would snip the top thread, and then I'd bring my machine all the way back, and I had these great big long strings.
yeah, yeah,
Easiest way is I bring my machine back about that far, just enough that I can feel under it where that string is, and I snip it.
okay, so you don't bring it up to snip it.
No, I just
I was
snip it
wondering if,
off,
okay,
and then when your quilt's finished, all you have to do is go along the back. Depending upon how many starts and stops you
yeah,
have. On a average quilt, I've only stopped a couple times to where as soon as I roll it over, like when I'm getting ready to do my binding, I always look all the way across in case I missed one,
yeah, 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 okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's an easy.
Because obviously I bring it up when I start, and then I was like, maybe I'm supposed to be bringing it up when I finish because this
No,
is ridiculous.
I snip it off on the back end.
Yeah, all right,
Yeah.
cool.
I just make sure I feel for where it's at so I'm not snipping blindly. So I have it in my fingers and I take my snips. I don't even close them. I just catch the thread on it.
Okay,
Because if I
all right,
snip it, I'm afraid I'm going to cut the quilts.
yeah. Oh
So
yeah,
these
yeah.
are
No,
sharp enough,
yeah,
so I just touch the thread and
yeah.
it just snips it.
I'll have to experiment and figure out whether that's the easiest way for me or not. We'll see. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I just don't want those long. It's a waste of thread.
absolutely. And I was dragging it all the way the whole length of the quilts to come
Yeah.
up, and I never realized.
Yeah, I was confused. Yeah, and then when I went to bring up the bobbin thread the second time, I get a loop that never ended, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, that's what it is because your thread's still
Because you're
hooked
still
down
attached
there.
over there. Yeah,
Yeah, so you're going to
Yeah.
have that, and then it's going to be a
Yeah.
vicious cycle underneath.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
at least I figured out what was causing it.
Yeah, that's easy. Snip it as close as you can, you know what I mean? So it doesn't get sucked in wherever you're at.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let me see.
Eventually.
Meandering squares, that's what Amy said it's called. She has
Oh,
a
yeah.
long arm. So
Yeah.
if you ever see her in a chat, and I'm sure she's over on your channel a bit too, she's a good wealth of knowledge.
Cool.
Yeah, so plug in her as well. Y'all, the weather here in Greenland has been exceptional for the last 2 days. However, it's been so warm that the ice sheets is losing metric tons of ice right now. Oh my. It takes 3 stitches, pull it up, and cut the tails.
Okay.
So everybody does it different.
Different ways. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many different ways. I just reach under, snip it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's what some other quilters have told me to do.
Okay. I might try both
Amy-
and see, because sometimes something gels with you and sometimes it doesn't, right?
Yeah, you'll know what's going to feel right with you.
Yeah.
Amy says, I bury my threads. I'm afraid to cut them even after I see everyone do that. Even when I tie it off, it scares me.
Okay.
So there's different opinions out
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
So, anybody else have anything for our girl? Because I don't want to keep her up real late. She's,
Yeah.
So if y'all don't have anything, I'll get her on the books in a couple months and we'll circle back and see how this long arm's going. Do you have a tray yet for your long arm?
I don't have a tray. I bought a little, what did I buy? A little, what's it called? A mechanics bowl?
I don't know. Let me show you something.
Okay.
I made it a couple days ago. You might like
Okay.
it.
Yeah, let me see.
It's not the most attractive thing, but it works.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, all it is a cookie sheet
Yeah.
and 2 curtain rods.
Uh-huh.
You hook them underneath, and all I did was glue them, left the glue
Okay.
sit a bit, and then let me take all this off. Because I like my ruler work, I keep my favorite rulers.
Yeah.
And then I just put I can't pull this off, but all it is a little piece of felt to keep my tools from sliding.
Okay. Yeah.
And you know how you have your upper arm and your bottom roll.
Okay.
So all I do is hang this across, and it levels out like this. I put a little magnet on the back of my tray, so this will sit here on the front, and I stick my threads and throw in there.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
And then I keep everything I use for my long arm on this. So, like if I'm doing roller work or I'm working in a set area, everything's right at my hands.
That's good. Yeah. No, I've got
You do that?
a set of 2 magnetic mechanics bowls. The one's a bowl and one's like a tray, but it's not as big as yours.
Yeah, Joe hooked it here, so he moved the camera so I could show you.
Oh, cool.
This just lays right like that.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
And as I'm working, like I do a lot of ruler work, so I need this instead of me turning around to the table.
Yeah.
Tray. And then
That's
as
smart.
I'm working, all I got to do is slide it down.
Very cool.
So
Good
it's just,
thinking. I bet you your cookie tray was cheaper than my magnetic bowls too.
I'm not kidding. The cookie sheet was $1 at the Dollar General we have here. So it's $1.25. I paid 10 cents for that little piece of felt that goes on it. The magnets was $1 at the Dollar General, and I had those curtain rods. Put it together in under 5 minutes.
Ah, very good. Well done.
Yeah, I made a video the other day making it, and all my long arm and friends are really liking it.
Cool.
Go out making it. Amy C says, congratulations on your new long arm, Kristin.
Oh,
You'll be a pro in no time. Donna, right, I do watch your channel all the time. I don't comment below videos very often, but I'm chatty Kathy in the lives. Yes, she is. I love this girl.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I would say, if you ever see Amy in any of your lives or anything like that, she does a lot of.
I still haven't done lives. So yeah.
Yeah.
I know it would probably be easier than editing videos. I don't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to edit. It's kind of like, I know it would save you hours.
Yeah. It's that I don't have a what's your husband's name again, Joe? I don't have a Joe to work the camera and look at the chat and all that stuff. It's that kind of the coordination of it all makes me nervous.
Right. Do you have a camera that you're recording from?
Yeah, well, I'm using my iPad.
That's still a camera.
Yeah.
And what I do is he does this, but he has the camera on me and it plays on my big TV in front of me, or I'm blind as a bat, I wouldn't see it. But if the chat's not here, I honestly pull it up on my cell phone and I leave it sit like this so I can see it. Okay. And you can see the chat. I just keep it on silent.
Yeah.
So it's not going to ring or anything while I'm live.
Okay.
And I can just pull the chat up and read it that way.
Yeah.
And you can go live from your phone even.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have to think about whether that would help me or not.
I'm telling you what. Going live is so much easier and it saves him hours of editing. Hey Donna, do you have a video out on the long arm you chose to buy? I'm interested because I want to buy one too. I am actually, that's next week. No, the 14th is the cancer quilts for my Wednesday hack, but the following Wednesday, it's a full video on my long arm. Everything from how we bought it. I'll be showing some of the books that came with it and the tools that came with it. Then I'll show a detailed cleaning of it to show you how you got to break it down and clean it. And oil is your best friend.
Oh.
You would never think keeping your oil bowl clean. You need to. Your bobbin area.
Yeah, no, I have to. I know I have to do it for this one. I know I don't like it doing it on domestics, but I'm gonna have to do it on this. I'm aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your best
Yeah.
friend, believe it or not. You'll get it.
Yeah.
It goes so smooth.
Yeah.
You'll love it. So, guys, if you don't have anything else for this young lady, I'm going to let her go because it's past her bedtime and she's got little ones and she was great enough to come on for a bit with me tonight. But the next time I get her on, it'll be a weekend when we can sit and chat, maybe really get a few of you in here sewing. Yeah, they'll be on the lookout for that video. I will tag you in that video when it goes up. It's always on a Wednesday it's called Hack of the Week. It won't be this week's, the 14th, because I'm doing my breast cancer quilt that I'm donating to the Fabric Patch for a charity.
Oh, cool.
That's going to be for their fundraiser, so I need to get that done this coming week and then get it out real quick. But, yeah, that's going to be that video, and then the following week is the long arm video, so that's already scheduled. So you'll like that one.
I'll look forward to that one. Yeah.
Oh, you'll like it. And I promise you won't be disappointed. Because my OCD, I go over every aspect of it. You know what I mean?
Okay, good.
I'll go over the rollers and what I do with my red snappers. And
Oh, yeah, I can see that as well. And then I'll know whether I want to buy them. Yeah.
yeah,
21st.
Yeah.
the 21st, he said. So that'll be sometime in the morning here on the 21st. Because we were going to do it as a pre-record. Are we going to do it pre-record or live?
I don't know yet.
Well, he'll let me know.
That's going to be pretty involved. Maybe we
Yeah,
better do
that's
that as
pretty involved.
Better do that as a pre-record.
Yeah, he's going to do that as pre-record so he can edit me. That way he can break it down.
He edits for you too? Oh my goodness.
He
He's
does.
a keeper.
I
He's a
tell him all the
keeper.
time. I'm just the monkey in the screen. He does all the work.
Wow. Well done.
Absolutely.
I'm impressed. Buys your long arms and edits your videos. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a win-win, right? And all I
That's
have,
right.
and he splits the chores with me, gasses my car. I'd say I'm a little bit spoiled.
Yeah. I go speak to my husband after this.
Time to come talk to Joe. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not tech savvy. If he's told me to come up and turn his computer on before, and I've really messed that up, so I don't do well with that. I'm not anything electronic like that, no. But you give me a sewing machine, and I do really well with them. It's crazy. So you guys, we're gonna sign off for now. You guys have a fabulous evening. Thank you for joining me, and I will let you know ahead of time when I can get Kristin back. Well, I'll try my best to get her back on with me before Christmas.
Yeah,
That
sure.
way maybe we can do a little sew project. We'll do something with you. It'll be fun. I like to sit and chats and catching up a bit. So, Kristin, thank you, doll, for joining me.
for
I
having
greatly appreciate it, honey.
Yeah, thanks so much.
And you have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too.
All right, take care, sweetheart.
Bye.
Bye, guys.